Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the garage. Of course, we're talking award season. We're talking Oscars, even though it is April, but we're doing it. Let's welcome in a couple guests, a couple buddies of mine. Frequent collaborator and ex-film drunk, now just Jonathan Fujii. This is just his name now.
Yeah.
Fujii,
Yeah.
Sounds like you went to AA or something,
Exactly. I'm all good now. I had to recognize I had a problem. We're through it now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Glad to be here.
Addicted to film, man. I get it. Well, thanks for being here, man.
Of course, anytime.
You and I did our series where we fixed all the nominees from last season. So I'm going to tell everybody what we're doing tonight, but we're going to kind of start out with what we think we should be getting here, Fujii. So we'll see how it turns out. And then I have really the guru, the Oscar whisperer over there.
Whoa.
Yeah, also a collaborator of mine, although it's been a little over a year, maybe like a year and a half, Matt, since we got together on the mic. But welcome, Matt Neglia from Next Best Picture. And like I said, just the guru. Thanks for being here, man. How are you?
I don't like being gassed up like that, but I really appreciate it regardless. Give it to me more, actually,
I know, right? I know, right?
A little low at the moment.
Yeah, keep piling it on, yeah. So let me tell everybody what we're doing. So this is going to be a podcast episode, but it's also going to be on YouTube. So you could be watching it, you could be listening to it, but essentially we're going to do like a fantasy sports draft, fantasy football. I do that every year with a bunch of friends of mine. I currently am doing fantasy baseball. So it's essentially going to be the same thing, but with Best Picture nominees. So the three of us are going to try to come up with the best collective team of 10 movies that we think is going to make up the Best Picture lineup next year at the Oscars. Now, that means there's going to be 30 films listed today. Also, I didn't tell these boys, but there's a bonus pick at the very end. And what that's reserved for, fellas, is if you think there is a danger that one of your movies might not come out before the end of the year, or it was a risky pick because you don't know what the tone of the movie is going to be, you get that wild card pick that you can use to put in its place. So just to kind of have it as a backup substitute, like a bench player that kind of subs in for you. So really, we're each going to be picking 11 movies. First of all, do you guys have any questions about that? Because I definitely did not go over that with you prior to this moment.
No.
All right, good. All right. So it's going to be a snake-style draft. We're going to go around 1 to 3 and wrap back around until each of us have our 10 movies for the Best Picture lineup next year. And I did let my subscribers come up with the order of the draft order for tonight. I don't know how I feel that I came in dead last in that voting, but that's all right. I get third pick, so I'll get double pick. That's fine. Jonathan Fujii is going to go first, followed by Matt, and then I will be the third pick, and then I'll wrap us back around. If you're watching on YouTube, I will do my best, my damnedest, to keep the spreadsheet updated there with everyone's picks as well, so we can kind of keep track. So we're recording this on April 2nd. I just want to ask each of you. So Jonathan, you can go first. Have you seen any movie this year, on April 2nd as we're sitting here, that you think is an Oscars player?
Technically, yeah, but I saw it last year.
Oh, Life of Chuck, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know.
No, maybe not. I don't
know.
Matt, what about you, man? I mean, now I'm talking about wide release, Matt, because you see stuff, before the actors do. So anything that's out to the public that you think might be in the conversation next year?
Not really, if I'm being completely honest with you. I kind of agree with Jonathan. Life of Chuck stands a good chance from last year, but anything from this year, Q1, I mean, maybe the screenplay for Black Bag, but even that's asking for a lot.
I'm keeping a letterbox list. I try to keep it updated. I think I'm up to like 58 movies that are at least in one way or another been mentioned by various outlets or I think based on who's involved. So that's a lot of movies. Obviously, there's not going to be that many in the conversation, but there's a lot of possibilities. Jonathan Fujii, the YouTube community for the garage voted you to go first. What the hell? What?
Shout out. Thank y'all so much.
Appreciate y'all. It's crazy. It's crazy. I only owe about 1,000 of my subscribers to you, so I don't know what the big deal is. That's fine. All right, man, get us started. What is the first pick in the draft? And honestly, this might say a lot here, Fujii, because obviously everything's on the board. So whatever you pick here, I assume you're going to be pretty confident that it's getting nominated, right?
I could. Here's the thing. As someone who is on YouTube, I understand that you need to make good content. And quite frankly, with the first pick that was gifted to me by your subscribers, I would be doing them a disservice if I did a boring pick here. Because I think there are technically safer movies I could go with.
Sure.
But I could take the PTA movie if I wanted to. I could do that right now and we could just move on. But
Yeah.
I am striving for greatness. That is what I'm striving for here.
Oh boy.
I not only do I want the nom, I want the win, I want something, and that's what I'm in for. So I'm actually, well, depending on who you ask, this could be a risk, could be not, but I'll take Marty Supreme.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about this one real quick. Why, Matt? I'll ask you. Why? I don't feel this. I don't know why. I don't feel this movie being a huge awards player. I don't know why, though, because I know a lot of people do. I think Timmy's definitely in the conversation. But I don't know, the single Safdie brother and, I mean, aside from Timothée Chalamet, I mean, I don't know. Tell me, what do you think? Is this an Oscars player?
Well, I think to counter your question, I'm going to ask you, why not?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. I really don't know. I mean, I think that it just doesn't it's just not screaming at me. It doesn't seem like a gimme. It just seems like we need to kind of wait and see what it tonally is going to be like. And aside from, I mean, we know Timothy's going to, like Jonathan said, turn in greatness. Of course, he's going to be striving for that. And I think it probably will be really great. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong, to be honest. I don't know why I'm just not feeling as confident about it as maybe I should be.
So I don't like it when someone has, a whole online army of stans who hope and pray that with every single project that this is the one that's going to win them their Oscar. I do think that does set a lot of people up actually for failure, because then they have to overcome a lot of expectations and deliver at such a high level. But this freaking kid continues to knock it out of the park. And not just him, but Josh Safdie has repeatedly upped his game with each subsequent film that he has, in this case, co-directed. But also, too, he has received a tremendous amount of praise from the filmmaking community, too, who are positioning him as a modern day Scorsese, or just like a great master filmmaker that we will look at with the same level of reverence years from now. So I do think it is going to be something special. It is in a very coveted spot, end of the year release for A24.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't see any reason to count this one out. His brother's film, that's maybe a bit more debatable. But this one, do I think it's going to give Timothy a win? No. Do I think it's going to be, an all-out contender? Here's the thing. I don't really like doing these year in advance predictions like this. They're fun, but I don't like staking my claim in the ground and and saying definitively, yeah, I think this is going to be it, because nobody really knows at this stage. There's certain things that you can say with confidence, but very, very few, very few. I'm sure all of us can say with confidence Avatar, Fire and Ash will be nominated and maybe even win visual effects. But beyond stuff like that, it's do we really actually know that this is a surefire key to success? We don't. We hope it is. And that's the thing, is that because the Safdies have a lot of fans, because Timothée Chalamet has a lot of fans, because A24 has a lot of fans, there's a lot of what we call hope ticking. Everyone's hoping that this will do well.
Jonathan, I didn't mean to steal your thunder there. Marty Supreme. Obviously, you feel really good about that one getting nominated, as it was your number one pick. So
why not?
I hope so. I hope you guys are right. I thought you were going Minecraft there for a second, though. I thought you were.
Thought about it.
It's
on the long list.
Going in. Matt, let's segue to your pick now. What is your number one pick as a future Best Picture nominee?
Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein.
Wow, second. Dang.
Oh my God.
I was hoping that would come back around.
I hope you're right about that too. This is I think this was my number one, or definitely in my top like 3 most anticipated of the year. So can I ask you real quick, Matt? You don't see this as like a Nosferatu type thing, and then also I'm personally worried a little bit about the Netflix tag. What? Obviously, you're not affected by either of those, correct?
Netflix gets multiple Best Picture nominees, at least one every single year. So no. Guillermo del Toro has proven himself to be an awards darling as of late with his last 3 feature films. And I think he's going to do something really, really special with this story. I think it's going to be something actually, dare I say, emotional. And I also think it's going to have a very, very strong allegory to today's society in a way that I think it's going to really speak to people.
That's awesome, man. I love to hear you say that, and I love to see you take it this highly because, like I said, it's my most anticipated of the year. I'm a huge horror fanatic, and I've got the original Frankenstein right behind me, wall art here. I mean, it's one of my favorite, movies ever. So I can't wait to see what Del Toro does with it. So I'm excited. I did have it in my 10, but I don't know that I would have had it all the way number 1. So that makes me really excited that you're throwing it on there. Fujii, you're excited for Frankenstein, right? You got to be.
I can't wait. The image that they released of it, I was like, come on.
Yeah,
let's like go. That image alone. Wow. So cannot wait for that movie.
I agree. Let's go. Well, you guys left it for me, so I'm going to be boring, and I'm going to do one battle after another as my first pick, the upcoming PTA, obviously. I've seen a little bit of like reluctance from folks. I don't know specifically what you guys think, and obviously you can tell me here in a second, but I've seen some folks kind of drop it down after the trailer came out. I am fine. Like, I think it looked amazing. I think it's definitely different than maybe any of the PTA we've gotten in the past, maybe a little less dramatic and a little more comedic and action-packed or whatever. But it's PTA and it's Leo, and I mean, that's not a duo I'm going to bet against, at least in terms of a nomination. So I think obviously you can't say lock in April, but I mean, I feel really good about it. I'll just put it that way. What do you guys think about this one? Has it lost stock with you in the last couple of weeks?
I mean, I'm looking forward to it as a movie, obviously. It's new Paul Thomas Anderson. As an awards film, though, once again, nobody knows anything. PTA historically does well with the Academy. Even with a film as divisive as something like Inherent Vice, he still managed to get a screenplay nomination for that. So, this kind of reminds me of that a little bit more in terms of its tone. And we'll see if it, gets the same kind of reception. But the thing that has me worried more so than that is just the perceived nature of if it doesn't make back its budget, if it is deemed a failure at the box office, it will not be seen as a winner then in the eyes of awards voters. And awards voters like voting for something that they see as a winner.
I mean, in terms of its awards prospect, I mean, for this fun video, if you're trying to just get a nom, I think that makes sense to take it pretty high up. I do agree with Matt. I think some movies, a box office flop does not really affect it. I am a little bit more curious about this one just based off its budget and the fact that it comes out in late September. It kind of allows more time for that notion of a box office flop to really sink in versus something that comes out in the last few weeks of December, flops, and it's like, who really cares? So
yeah, exactly.
That's the main concern. But I mean, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I'll say
it's going to be great.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm beyond thrilled for it. So, I didn't know how highly you guys would take it. I didn't want to let it slip by because I can't wait to see it. I love PTA, and he hits, like Matt said, he hits often with the Academy, really regardless of the project, even when you see it and you go, well, that's not going to get anything, and it still does. So we'll see how it does. And then I think Leo's probably on the road to another nomination too, based on what I saw in that trailer. He was really tearing it up. So I tell you what, I get another pick. I'm going to also pick another one that I feel really, really good about. I'm never going to use the word lock in April prior to an Oscar season, but I'll take the sequel Wicked for Good as my next pick. But I am curious. Now, I know Jonathan's a huge fan of the first one.
Yep.
So,
That's right.
But I am curious how you two feel about this one's chances, particularly in Best Picture. But I mean, obviously, it got 10 nominations this past year. Whoever wants to go first, how do we feel about For Good? Is it going to be like 2 or 3 nominations? Is it going to blank? Or is it going to be excessive, closer to 10? What do we think?
There's a lot of ways this can go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. Totally.
Because on one hand, if it knocks it out of the park, it's more financially successful than the first film, still gets good reviews like the first film did,
Mhm.
then this could be pretty big. But if the reviews are not as good and it is financially successful, might be a tech-only player, maybe one acting nomination, or it could get on by and have just a lower nomination tally like Dune Part 2 did, and win something or another, maybe like one thing. I don't think it's going to completely blank. I'll say that much. But in terms of like how big is it going to be, I think that there is a large roll of the dice that is taking place here, because the second half of that show is considerably harder to adapt.
Sure.
And the one thing that it has in its favor is a lot of goodwill from audiences. And, you know, that first film is beloved. So I think a lot of folks are going to walk into this wanting to love it, you know?
I agree. I think a lot's going to hinge on, Fujii, you can comment as well. I think a lot's going to hinge on kind of the public reception of the film. I think if it like blows people away and they're like, oh my God, this is one of the greatest, you know, conclusions to whatever and musical adaptations, and like, you know, it's like a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes and just everybody loves it, then I think we're in for a great haul for Wicked for Good. But to your point, if it's like a 65 on Rotten Tomatoes and the only people that love it are the, you know, musical kids who flock to it, then original song is probably a pretty good option, and a couple texts perhaps. But you got to remember it won, you know, 2 really key texts this past season. So I don't know that they would give them those all over again for a movie that was shot at the same time. I mean, maybe, I don't know, but
Black Panther, you know, won costumes twice. It's not completely unheard of that it could win that again.
Sure.
I do think that song, you know, that's something that you could probably already pencil in a year out. But yeah, like I said, it's tough because Dune Part 2 even got better reviews than Part 1 did, and it still had a lower nomination haul in the end. Now, granted, release date had something to do with that. It isn't the conclusion of the story that had something to do with it. Wicked for Good is, I hope, going to be the conclusion of the story. I really hope that they don't like sequel bait us into something that would really piss me off. Or at least
Wizard of Oz remake,
you know, not that, but like, you know, just don't imply spinoffs and things like that. Please. You know, just tell a complete story, end it. I think if they nail it, not saying it'll be like Return of the King, but it'll do really well.
Yeah. Kind of wait and see. Fujii, you love the first one so much, man. How you feeling?
Yeah, I love the first one so much. I'm the poster boy for loving.
Oh man!
Can I ask you a question? Have you tried to like revisit it and seen if like, man, maybe I got that wrong? You know,
I revisit it. Yeah, I saw it with my wife and all her sisters, and I was like, I'm good. I'm secure.
For good.
That's right. I'm good. I'll be quick. The sequel of it all is really what throws me off, because we've seen so many sequels, even if they're more positively reviewed in terms of the Academy, they're kind of just like but also this is a conclusion of something. So whichever, I mean, I know a bunch of people who've seen the Broadway stuff, they all say the same thing, which is that the second half is not as strong as the first. Really, For Good is the main one. The fact that they added original songs is good, but also could be because of the fact that the story is much different or not as strong as the first half. So there's a lot of different ways it could go, but love it. Excited. I'm open to it. I want to like the beast.
I know you are. I can't wait to see your cosplay when you go see it. All right, Matt, you got your next pick after taking GDT's Frankenstein. What are you going to take next, man?
God damn it! This is harder than I thought it would be, because
I love
you throw in that little wrinkle.
Go with your heart.
All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to go with a heart pick here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, man.
Park Chan-wook's No Other Choice.
Let's go.
Holy shit! Damn.
Let's go.
God dang, that is really early. Fuck, I wanted that one.
Yeah, I had it in my
Respect
10
it,
too.
Fuck yeah.
I was struggling for international representation when I was doing my research. Obviously, I haven't seen any of them yet, but I just don't know what to kind of expect with the Academy's reception for international. But I feel like there's a moment coming for him, and love what's been done already that was so close. So I love this pick. I would have probably, like Fujii, taken it towards the bottom just because I didn't expect it to go this early, but. You feel good about it, Matt, right? I mean, obviously you think it has a really, really good chance to get in it for the 10, huh?
Listen, I've told you this before. I don't feel good about anything. Like, this is why I don't do year in advance predictions personally. I don't post my predictions usually until July. So
Sure,
yeah. No, I don't know. Don't ask
but
me.
You
to
want it to
justify
be
any
there.
of this.
You want it to be
Yeah,
there.
no, I want to see Park Chan-wook have his moment, like you mentioned. Having an international film in the Best Picture lineup or two is the way to go nowadays, considering that 20% of the Academy is now international. So, yeah, you know, I mean, the only real drawback to this is South Korea outside of Parasite, still nothing, you know. Decision to Leave didn't make it in, famously. So it does feel like there is... well, actually, no. Park Chan-wook has like multiple IOUs from the Academy, not just with Decision to Leave. But, you know, we'll see if this is the one.
We'll see. I mean, I feel good about it too, but I'm also basing that kind of like, you know, you use the word hope dicting, but I mean, you know, I'm just very hopeful that it'll finally happen for him. So I love the pick, though. And Frankenstein and No Other Choice to get you started. That is a baller duo to get you started. Marty Supreme was your first pick. Fuji, what are you going to take next, man? You actually get 2 picks back to back here.
Damn, I respect the hell out of No Other Choice right there.
Me too. That's awesome.
I mean, you know, kind of piggybacking in a different way from South Korea. I'll take Begonia by Yorgos Lanthimos. Take that. I mean, until I see otherwise, because I'd never expected Kinds of Kindness to do anything. I know some people did, not over here. But Begonia feels a little bit more odd than something like The Favorite, but not as strange as Kinds of Kindness. So why not take it?
Sure, yeah. I mean, this is very similar to my kind of rationale when I was doing One Battle with PTA and Leo. When you get Lanthimos and Emma Stone together, I mean, you have to be on notice, you know. So it's definitely in the conversation for sure. I think I hope it's more towards, you know, The Favorite and some other Lanthimoses that we love, but. I love the pick. I'm excited to see the movie. Matt, I assume you're pumped for this one too.
Yorgos Lanthimos is definitely my jam. Even when, you know, Kinds of Kindness wasn't, you know, as good in my opinion as The Favorite or Poor Things. Like, I still really, really love his work. This being a Focus Features film, fall release, Emma Stone.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's feeling pretty good.
Yeah, it's got a lot of the ingredients it needs. So you get 2 back-to-back Fuji. You took Begonia. What's next?
I will take someone kind of returning back to the Oscars. If you want to, returning might be a little dramatic, but you get the sentiment. I was going to be that person to be like, I don't know about this, but the buzz that I hear is a little just too strong. So who knows? But I'll take Luca Guadagnino's After the Hunt.
God, I hope you're right, man. He's got way too long of a drought, in my opinion, going on with the Academy right now, and I'm talking about just across the board. So I hope you're right there. Matt, do you have any insight, or have you heard anything in terms of him kind of returning to form, as Fujii put it, with this movie?
No comment.
Okay, all right.
That's a
I'm
W
excited.
for me then.
Hey, no comment I'll take. I would much rather a no comment than nope. So good call there. All right, Matt, so far you got Frankenstein and No Other Choice, man. 2 really inspired picks to get your team started over there. What is your third pick?
I'm going to go with something that I personally don't feel as good about, and I might regret this, but there is a lesson that we all keep having to learn every couple of years. And the lesson is never doubt James Cameron.
Mm.
So I am going to choose Avatar Fire and Ash because until the guy misses, I see no reason to say he's going to miss. Because
I agree.
That man's been in the zone for a very, very long time.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I mean, I think
hearing also too that this movie is like to kind of make people cry and shit. I'm like, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, because you add all the spectacle, the visual effects, and everything that is probably going to be heightened from even the last time we saw it, and then you have that emotionality to it. It's Cameron, man. It's JC. How do you feel, Fujii? You think this one's getting into?
Yeah, I actually do. I agree. It's kind of just here's a slot for you. He's been locked in for decades, so rest in peace.
Prayer circle right now for Sam Worthington. I'll just say that. Like,
yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. It's like
rest in peace.
Listen, you screw with my dad. Instant Best Picture nomination for you, sir.
That's totally happening. He's dying.
Oh man, that's good stuff. All right, so I get 2 picks here. This is actually gonna be tough because I've been looking at it while you guys were talking, and I really don't know what 2 I want to. So I'll start out with my 3rd pick here, and I'll go ahead and take what I think is going to be a kind of glorious return to the Academy Awards for Chloe Zhao, and that's Hamnet.
Good choice.
Yep, good pick.
I'll go ahead and take that one. That one just kind of screams Oscars to me, and I mean, obviously she did some amazing things her first time around at the Academy. So at the Academy Awards, although that was you guys remember that telecast where it was like they were zooming the awards and shit? It was just like the weirdest shit ever. So hopefully she gets a little more of a spectacle the next time she goes to the Oscars. So I feel good about Hamnet. I assume you guys are on board with that pick.
Yeah. I was going to choose it next if nobody else did.
All right. Well, I got it, but now it's like, what the hell do I do here? Because I could take a swing here, or I could. I mean, this could be a bit of a swing, but I'm going to go ahead. I don't know a whole lot about this movie, with the exception of I'm literally basing this on the director and the lead star. I mean, that's literally what I'm basing this on, but I'm going to take The Ballad of a Small Player as my next one.
That is not what I thought.
That is a really good choice once again.
I want to hear what you thought, Fujii, but I mean, Edward Berger's just like... I was going to say undefeated, but he can't get into the goddamn director category. But his films are just like showing up every time, and they're so different, in reference to the ones that have hit already with Conclave and All Quiet. I mean, they're very different films, and they just love him, So and the circuit in general, not just the Academy. So I don't know. I just feel like him as a director, at least in the near future, the next few projects he does, if the pattern changes, then maybe my mentality will change. But at this point, I'm just like, if Berger has a movie coming out, I mean, the Academy is going to be watching it. They're going to be nominating it for something. So how well received it is might be the deciding factor, because obviously the first 2 were really well received. So, yeah, that's the one I'm going to throw in here for my 4th pick. Fujii, well, I guess you can't say because it'll probably get picked. But how do you guys feel about this Berger project? Do you think it's going to have the success of like Conclave, or how do you guys feel about it? It looks like a bit of a like Rounders kind of story, right, Matt? A high-stakes gambler decides to lay low in Macau after his past and debts catch up with him, and he encounters a kindred spirit who might just hold the key to his salvation. By the way, that's Colin Farrell, too, which I didn't mention there. That was the other kind of reasoning. He's obviously loved by the Academy. Are you guys feeling good about this Berger project here? You think it's going to have the same amount of success for him?
Can't tell you the second question's answer, but I can tell you I'm excited for it.
Okay.
Yeah, me and Berger are working on our relationship. It's going pretty well, I'll say. Started off a little rocky, but I'm here. We have a good relationship now. I'm looking forward to it.
Do you have him in your phone contacts like I do, Jonathan? Or
oh wow,
no.
Did he add you after he saw your guest spot with the full garb and all that?
He actually did send me a message, and he did say to me that was amusing to him.
That was so good.
No. He's somebody who I got to know during All Quiet, and I've been a very big fan of his ever since, and went back, watched his earlier work, and I loved Conclave last year. I really did. It was one of my favorite movies of last year, and I think with this, him reteaming with Netflix, they like to go all in. So that they're going to be giving this a push of some sort. Venice, maybe Telluride premiere, who knows? Probably will stop at TIFF, I'm sure. Colin Farrell, could happen. Yeah. And then Volker Bertelmann doing the score again. A little bit of Southeast Asian influence there in the score. I think that there could be some fun stuff there.
Yeah, for sure. I'm really excited for this one, and I think Berger might continue his streak of at least getting in, at the Oscars. Hopefully, I mean, one of these days he's going to get nominated for director, so maybe this is it. We'll see, but I'm excited for it. I think it's at least got a really, really good shot as we're sitting here right now. So let's segue to your next pick, Matt, which will be your fourth choice here. What do you got?
So I'm going to go with what is currently my female director slot, since you already took Chloe Zhao from me, and I'm going to go with Lynn Ramsey's Die My Love.
Okay, all right.
Wow.
Yeah, I love this list, by the way. If this ends up being our Oscar lineup, I'm going to drive to New York and hug you because this is great.
It won't,
Lynn Ramsey,
for the record.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I'll still hug you, though. It's fine. Lynn Ramsey is one of those filmmakers that I just love. I love everything she does. Such a keen eye, and she has a great knack for like storytelling from like inside the mind of the subject, And yeah. I love that. I love that type of storytelling for sure. I just worry about the Academy kind of meshing with it.
I'm with you. Her films have not been for the Academy in the past, but the presence of Robert Pattinson, Jennifer Lawrence, a few other people here, Sissy Spacek, Nick Nolte, that kind of gives me a little bit of confidence to some degree. It's tough to say, because she hasn't had that level of success with them yet. But I do think that the substance, really opened up a lot of people's barriers, I guess you could say, that were previously up and guarded towards things that, you wouldn't necessarily consider to be Academy fare. So why not have that apply here? Especially because I'm looking at my lineup and I'm also trying to like figure out, okay, what films are going to like premiere at Cannes, because like I want to try and come up with a lineup of like 3 Cannes films,
Right.
So this is one of them for me.
Yeah, no, that's great. It's a great pick. I'm extremely excited to see it. Fujii, you're on board with Lynn Ramsey in general, and I'm assuming you're excited for Die My Love.
Yep. Anything Jennifer Lawrence is in, my antenna is raised.
Let's do it. And Pattinson.
Of course. Killing it.
All right. So, you get 2 picks here, Fujii. So you'll get your 4th and 5th pick. If you want to go ahead and rattle them off, man, what are you going to take?
All right. I want some neon in my life. That's what I want. I want some neon in my life. Could take both, actually. I was
going to say, load up on the neon, yeah.
I'll take sentimental value first. Why not?
I'm really excited for this.
Cannes rumored, supposedly.
Yep.
Neon. I could stop there, and that's already like, okay, that is some reasoning already. But everything that you hear about it already, I mean, from basically the worst person in the world team coming back, I mean, why not? Could happen.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, I've got it in my 10 right now, so I'm all about it. Especially if it gets that Palme d'Or. We'll see. I mean, I think it's in the running for sure if it premieres there. It's got what it takes in terms of the history of that award. So I'm excited for it. Yeah. All right, what's next, man? Sentimental value followed by.
I could double up on some neon. I would like a Netflix movie. But I mean, gosh, Netflix's slate is a lot.
So many, sure. Yeah.
They have a lot of potential in here. God. Fine, I'll be boring. I'll take The Life of Chuck. I'll just take it off the board.
I would have taken it next probably had you not.
I don't even know if I believe that, but I'll take it off the board.
Both of you guys have seen it, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, see, I haven't seen it yet. I'm a peon, so I'll have to wait till when's it come out? Like June or something like that?
June 6th.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to wait for that. But I've been excited for it because I love Flanagan from the horror genre, and him doing something non-horror and possibly getting the most recognition of his career is kind of a beautiful irony. But I think is this based on a Stephen King work, right? Or am I crazy?
Yep.
Yeah, it is. Okay, all right, yeah. So it still has kind of those roots or whatever. But I'm really excited for this one. So I I would be thrilled if it makes it into the 10 because I love Flanagan. So, round 5, Matt Neglia, what's your 5th pick over there, man?
I'm going to go a little ballsy on this one and go with something that has maybe a 20% chance of making it into a Best Picture lineup. God, I really don't think this is going to happen. But if it does, I will look like a goddamn genius.
True.
I'm going to go with Ari Aster's Eddington.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Oh man, I knew
Let's
Matt was
fucking
going to
go, dude.
He's my guy. He is my
Yep.
guy.
Oh, I love him.
Another filmmaker I'm this with.
Oh my God, I love him.
I see him all the time in New York, and he's great. But in all honesty, I've heard that this one is more Coen Brothers dark comedy, very violent, but with a political social commentary that takes on our politically divided times head on in a way that I think is going to generate a lot of noise.
You know, Beau is Afraid was so, like, I don't know, it was like an anxiety attack on film, you know? But his filmmaking is on another level, and you can't argue with that. And if you take those skills and then also obviously the horror stuff that he's done, and you kind of mix it with like this Western setting, and it's supposedly got, you know, comedic elements. I don't know. It's a hodgepodge of stuff that just has me super fucking interested. I'm like ready.
Yep.
And I love Ari Aster, so I can't wait to see. You know, I feel like this is going to be something completely different from anything that we've seen from him, which is very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. All right. I get 2 picks, guys. I hate that I got 3rd pick because I never know what to take first, let alone twice. But I was, you know, I'm going to take next, which will be my 5th pick. I was weary of this one initially. I had it like maybe like, you know, top 20 or 25, but it's kind of gaining stock on me a little bit as I've heard some more people talk about it. But I'm going to take the next Baumbach film, Jay Kelly, which
Damn it.
I think may be big for Adam Sandler finally too, The Sandman. Hopefully, but I'll take Jay Kelly next. How do you guys feel about this one?
Can't wait.
Yeah, exactly what Jonathan said. Damn it, I was hoping to get that one next.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't think this is a white noise situation. I think this is more familial drama, you know, and
Yep. More Noah Baumbach's bag.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so that was easier than probably my number 6 will be. So this one I'm going to take merely on trying to make the right pick, because frankly I'm good with music biopics not making it one year. But of the ones that we have on the slate, even though I know Michael's going to be a huge player and huge box office success, and like, you know, I mean, obviously it's going to be one of the biggest films of the year if it comes out this year. But I think I'll take Deliver Me from Nowhere next. It's kind of like my music biopic representation from Scott Cooper. So that'll be my next pick. Where are you guys at, by the way, on the music biopics? I mean, are you like, we're good, or I mean, what?
On this movie or musical biopics?
I mean, you could tell me about this one, but I was just curious, like, in general.
I say I'm tired of them, but then I see one like A Complete Unknown, and I'm like, oh, no. Listen, biopics can still be done well every now and then. Yeah. It all depends on the director's approach and what the screenplay is attempting to say and do. And, you know, I mean, I get it. We're tired of it, but that's just because I think we had such a long run of seeing so many of them done in a very uninteresting way. You know, A Complete Unknown was at least interesting because the lead character was so unlikable. It was like an enigma, you know, for the audience. So there was like that level of intrigue that made you want to like lean in a little bit more. And then, you know, the music concert effect too of having so many sequences play out and just, you know, absorbing the music, that also allowed you to absorb the setting and the place. I'm giving a whole review of A Complete Unknown right now, but my whole spiel is that he had an approach that was different than I feel like what we've seen more recently. And, you know, that's all it takes. So if the approach here is good, my only thing that I'll say about this one that is hesitant for me is Scott Cooper. Yeah, Scott Cooper has, in my opinion, come so close to making a great film multiple times, and he just seems to always miss that mark.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I watch
Yeah.
his movies,
I
and I'm
agree.
like on the up and up with how I'm liking it, and then by the end, I'm like, it's like a shoulder shrug to me. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
So that is the one thing about it. Jeremy Allen White,
I-
though, is a very interesting person to watch
for
out
sure,
for.
yeah, for sure. I kind of agree with you guys. I do equate it a little bit more in the Scott Cooper filmography to like Crazy Heart. I mean, it did get some Oscar mentions and was on the circuit, and I'm hoping it's kind of a little more introspective like that film was. And if we get a powerful performance on top of it, which that movie obviously had the benefit of having, then maybe. But I don't know. First of all, I don't know if Michael's coming out this year. I haven't. I don't know. I mean, maybe it is, and I just haven't had that confirmation. But even if it does, I know about the reshoots and this and that. So I feel like there's probably going to be a music biopic, at least in the conversation. So I'm going to choose to go out on a limb here for Deliver Me From Nowhere. All right, Matt, you took, this list of yours, dude. Holy shit. Fujii, let's just look at that for a second. Oh my God. That is so beautiful. What's number 6, Matt? Let's keep this going, man. This is like a greatest hits
I'm going to
playlist.
take another I'm going to take another Netflix film
No,
and
don't
throw
do
it
it.
in there.
No, don't do it.
I'm going to take
Don't do it.
a film that's easily one of my most anticipated of the year.
You're gonna do it.
A film that is filled with so many great actors
He's
Damn it, he's doing it.
doing it.
and is directed by the first ever
God damn it! Fine, all right. Gotta think again.
female Best Director Oscar winner, and that is the untitled Catherine Bigelow White House thriller.
Damn it!
Yeah,
God,
it's gonna be
that
a
was
good
literally
one.
my next one. Yep,
Let's
can't
see,
wait.
I'll put Bigelow.
Good pick, Matt. Good pick.
Thank you.
White House film.
Like, this could very easily be generic action thriller streaming on Netflix and maybe forgotten about, but the fact that it takes place in real time, great ensemble cast here, and it's Bigelow's first film since Detroit. She's not working with Mark Bowl again this time. Instead, I think this one's written by Noah Oppenheim, who just recently, I think, did that show with Robert De Niro, Zero Day. So it stands to reason that there will be some political commentary in this that, might connect, it might not. It could, like I said, just be I'm not saying generic, but like it might be underwhelming. It may not be an Oscar player. It might just be a good thriller to throw on Netflix, But
yeah, sure.
I hope, and given just like her output from the last couple of years with Hurt Locker, Zero Dark 30, and Detroit, I want to believe it's more aligned with those than some other direction,
Yeah, well, shit's gonna be good. I'll tell you that. I'm pumped for this one, so I hope it's also an Oscar player on top of that. So, Fujii, he made you kind of rethink it, I guess. There, so you get 2 picks.
Yeah.
That's the good news. So, what are we adding to your team over there, man?
All right, so we've already taken 17 movies. So
I'm not very good at
we're
math.
already
I think so.
we're kind of reaching already. But
it's going to start getting ugly now.
yeah, it's gonna start getting a little wonky here. I look at your 2 teams. Matt has Avatar, Fire and Ash, which is gonna make more money than all of ours combined. And I look at Gerald with Wicked for Good. I look at mine and I was like, I got nothing. Got nothing that makes money. So this pick is purely out of FOMO and like a 5% chance it captures something again. So I have back-to-back picks. Doesn't matter. I'll take F1.
F1, okay.
Why not?
F1.
Why not?
Let's do it. Hey, Top Gun Maverick got in there. Why not?
Premiered at CinemaCon. Some footage. I mean, everything sounds good at CinemaCon, so whatever. But still, sounds intriguing.
Let's do it.
Next one. I would take Michael, but again, as of when we're recording, Lionsgate did not even talk about it at CinemaCon, which is very, very weird.
Super weird.
So I'm just not feeling that's even like coming out this year anymore. But
that's kind of where I am too. About a quick contest I'm running on this channel. All you have to do is subscribe to my channel and be a public subscriber. The contest is going to run through May 31st, and I will randomly draw one of my public subscribers. Just make sure you comment on this video or any of my videos between now and the end of May that you have subscribed so that I can add your username to the list. We're going to be giving away a canvas poster of the Oscar-winning ANORA, featuring, of course, Mikey Madison. There you see the image. It will be a standard 24 by 36 official movie poster size, stretched onto canvas and ready to hang on your wall or in the strip club that you own. Make sure you subscribe to enter the contest. That's literally all you have to do. Comment on this video or any future videos between now and May 31st, 2025, and I will give away this beautiful canvas poster of ANORA.
I will take another thing that, like Matt was saying, could be just generic, and who knows? I encourage you all to go on Letterboxd and look this title up so you can see the fan-made poster of it. I'll take Paul Greengrass's The Lost Bus here. Matthew McConaughey.
This is a really good choice.
Thank you, Matt.
The Lost Bus. I got to see the poster now, though.
Yeah, look at the default poster on Letterboxd if you want to get a little chuckle. But this could be something. It could be something.
Oh, wow.
This really could be something for sure. This was actually going to be my next pick if you hadn't chosen. Man. Oh my God, are you for real?
Yeah,
that is hilarious.
Yeah, I just saw it too. Yeah. I just saw it too.
Wow.
How did that get put as the default poster, though? I'm wondering.
It's beautiful. I might keep it that way.
Stuff. That's good stuff. That should just be the poster. Yeah. All right, Matthew McConaughey, America Ferrera. This is one that has gotten a lot of buzz in the last week or two. Really, I've heard a lot of people talking about this. Did it have test screenings or something? Because I've heard it kind of come up a little bit lately, more so than it was at least. It could have also been maybe because of the wildfires, though, but because I know that's a narrative in the film, which obviously they shot this before the actual wildfires this year. But that could be topical and timely too, because obviously in California. So it's a good pick. It's a good pick. I think it's definitely going to be a player for sure. All right, Matt, you're up next, man, for your 7th member of your team there. What are you going to take?
It's getting really tough, especially because Jonathan just chose the last one I was gonna choose.
Oh boy.
It's always tough to say if his films are going to land with the Academy or not. But I'm going to go with the Spike Lee joint, Highest to Lowest. Yeah. And we'll see if this High and Low remake, can land. I mean, I have my doubts because, the last time Spike Lee remade an international film didn't turn out so hot for him. But at the same time, Defy Bloods was not embraced as much as it should have been. And I'm wondering, if he might be bouncing back. It's possible. He's got Denzel Washington in the lead role. So,
yeah,
I'm not we're at the point in this conversation where everything I choose here on out, I'm going to have serious doubts about now. So,
yeah, me and you both.
But this movie could also be awesome. I often think to myself, if Inside Man came out today, would we be saying that should be screenplay, best picture, right. I think we would. I think we would be viewing a film like that differently. So if he's in that pocket for this, then, could have that potential.
Yeah, I agree. I'm excited to see how it turns out for sure. And I do think that you have to consider it because of, Denzel and Spike Lee, frankly. So I think it's a good pick. Highest to Lowest is your 7th choice. I get 2 more here to wrap us back around. I know the one I'm going to take next pretty easily, but then I might be struggling. But I'm going to go ahead. I just feel really good about this one. I'm also kind of basing it a little bit on the success of The Brutalist and how much they seem to love that this year. But I'm going to take Ann Lee next, which is Mona Fastwald's project where she's in the director's chair. And Corbet's obviously, they kind of flip roles a little bit for this one. It just sounds like a very intriguing story, and it has some great actors that I'm really pulling for. I was just talking to Matt on Twitter, I think yesterday, about Christopher Abbott because I just saw Bring Them Down that he was in this year, and the dude is just just so sturdy in everything he does. I'm just waiting for that 1 year where it's it just can't be ignored. You know what I mean? He's just such a great actor. And then I think Amanda Seyfried's going to have another just like she's got so many projects this year that honestly could all be in the conversation in one way or another. So it depends on which one of her performances maybe hits the most, or if the movie is widely appealed across different branches and stuff, then maybe she kind of comes along with it. I think that would be a great moment for her too. And I'm really looking forward to this one. So, with that Brutalist combo and how successful that was this past year, I think Mona Fastfold and Ann Lee is probably going to get some mentions. So I'll take that one next.
That was my next one I was going to choose. So fuck you again, both of you guys for taking all my choices.
Yeah, I got 2 women in my 10 though. I don't know. Maybe the Academy will help me out this year. All right, let me see. Not unheard of.
They've been going for female filmmakers more often lately.
They definitely have stepped it up for sure. I agree with that. So this is what I was saying, where I don't really know. I mean, I know what I want to do. There's two that I kind of like what Matt said earlier. I think there's 2 that are in that like 15 to 20% chance range. But I'm just going on a gut feeling, honestly. I think that it's about time to get a Best Picture nomination for Aronofsky, so I'm going to go with Caught Stealing.
That's a really good choice, actually.
Wow, yeah, did not expect that.
Kind of like we were saying with Park Chan-wook, I just think it's just time for there's a moment coming, and everybody that's involved in this, I feel good about that too. Up and comer like Austin Butler, who's had a lot of success already with the Academy, really, in that lead role, and it sounds kind of juicy, and the Best Picture of it all aside, I mean, Aronofsky's projects do usually get attention, whether it's an acting performance or a tech or whatever. So I just feel good about it. I'm probably sitting, like I said, 15 to 20% of it actually happening, but I still would love to see it, and I feel pretty good about it. So I'll go ahead and throw that one in here next for my number 8.
Good pick.
All right, Matt, your 8th pick after taking Mr. Spike Lee's latest project. What do you got next, man?
You guys are stealing all my choices.
Hey, I got Caught Stealing them. See what I did there?
You know what? I'm gonna go with this one before somebody else takes this away from me now. At this point, Wes Anderson is due to get another Best Picture nomination at some point. So I'm gonna go with the Phoenician Scheme.
Oh my god!
We'll hope for the best.
God damn it! Fuck, that was brutal. Michael Cera, my guy.
I know, right?
Love Michael Cera. Me
too. I'm probably most excited for that. Okay, good pick. I mean, Wes Anderson. I don't know. You never know with him, man. You really don't. I mean, it could be
he's gonna get another Best Picture nomination again at some point. He will. It's just a matter of the right distributor, the right time of the release, everything has to line up, because we know what we're getting with a Wes Anderson film at this point. Like, so everyone knows it's not like you go to a Wes Anderson film like, oh, is he going to do something different this time? No, he's going to do exactly what he always does,
Right.
So everything just has to kind of like line up in order for it to pan out. And yeah, I mean, for that reason alone, I personally would not feel good predicting this, but I mean, you guys are leaving me like with very little choices left on the field here.
It's getting slim down here. With that being said, Fujii's about to take 2 more off the table, so he's got his 8 and 9 pick. I feel like they've been getting stolen from you, but what are you going to do, man?
We're really reaching. We're really swinging. We're going for scenario type stuff. I think one thing that we've all mentioned and seen is a director that does great work, but never gets recognized until they do. And at this point, with however many movies we've gone, you have to look for something. So the first one, just for lack of anything else, I'll take The Mastermind by Kelly Reichardt. Who knows?
Nice.
Great director. You never know. You never know. Good cast.
Your boy Josh O'Connor in that too. Yeah.
So I'll take that. Okay. Now I don't know what to do. Now I don't know. I was locked in on Wes Anderson and Kelly Reichardt, and now I don't know. Let's see, Thunderbolts could do that.
Oh man. Yeah, this is slim, right? This is slim.
Yeah, slim pickings, and that's no disrespect to any of these movies, but you know what we mean. Indie Spirit, that could count for something. I'll take Sorry Baby. Very good movie.
Okay. All right.
I liked it. Who knows if it hits crazy? Never know. But again, we're at the bottom of the barrel in terms of Best Picture stuff.
I haven't seen it, but I know there's a cat on the poster currently, so that you got me there. So,
There's a cat.
and isn't this a filmmaker lead combo? Isn't she also the director? Or right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So that could go a long way too. I don't know, Matt. What do you saw the Sorry Baby as well, right? I haven't seen it yet, but
I did, yeah.
would you consider
good.
it an Oscar player? Okay.
Not for Best Picture.
I'm excited for it. I saw all the chatter coming out. What was that? Sundance that it premiered, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw all the chatter coming out for it, and sounds great. So I'm excited to check it out. Matt, number 9, your 9th pick is up next, man. What are you taking after Mr. Wes Anderson there?
This is so crucial and pivotal because if I don't choose something good here, I feel like I'm going to get screwed by the time I get to number 10. So I got to really, really make this one count. I'm putting my thinking cap on. I'm like trying to like
good.
play. I'm trying to play all this shit out in my mind, like of how the rest of the year would go.
He's cooking. He's cooking up something crazy.
He has definitely got something on the stove, I tell you.
Do I want to be bold? Do I want to be bold? Do I want to be bold? I don't want to be bold.
Don't
I
stop.
want to be safe.
Don't stop being bold.
I want to be
Matt.
safe.
You've been bold.
Got to be safe. All right, I'll save that for my number 10.
Fuji, you said he was cooking, man. I think you're right.
Yeah, he's cooking. I can see it.
He's cooking with that. He's eyeballing it too. There's no recipe book or anything, He's just throwing in the measurements.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right. I think I've settled. I think I know what I'm doing. I'm going to go with David Lowery's Mother Mary.
I was going to.
Yep,
I was going to be my 10, bro. Oh, man. Let's get David Lowery some love. Oh, man.
That's the thing is that, like, he's one of those guys where, I can tell that he's close. I can tell he's going to get there. The thing is that, outside of the Disney live action movies, he never really makes the same film twice. Mm-hmm. And it's just always tough to know what he's got up his sleeve, Movies like The Green Knight and Ghost Story prove that he can be extremely daring and bold in his vision, but these are not Academy friendly stories. So he just needs a story to come around that doesn't go so far into the art house realm, but brings that kind of like strong vision to it. And this one I think is described as a melodrama. So it's like, to me, that just sounds like Academy catnip then at that point, But it could be, your typical like hard leaning A24 art house film, for all I know. So
sure.
Tough to say, but out of all the risky prospects that were on my plate just now, that's one where I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's hope for the best.
Well, ever since I've heard about that one, which was actually fairly recently, like maybe a month ago or so, I've just been over the moon excited for it based on everything I've heard. I've also got this like weird thing in the back of my mind of Hunter Schafer kind of being in the conversation this season too. And I love her. I mean, from Euphoria, yes, but I mean, even the movies that she's been in, even the Hunger Games prequel that she did, like, I just love her. I think she's a great actress. I loved her in Cuckoo last year, so I'm kind of hopeful for maybe like something supporting for her if it's like kind of like what you said, if it's an actual player this season. So, and then of course you can't count out Queen Anne Hathaway too. So I'm excited for that one. I was going to take it to my number 10. So you stole one from me this time around, Matt. So good pick. You got me back a little bit, man. Okay, so I get my last 2, and then of course we'll have our bonus pick at the very, very end. But let me see how I'm going to round out my team here. So all the ones that I would have taken in my top 10 have been taken by one of us. So I feel good about this one too, namely for the director. And also I'm almost positive this is based on a true story of kind of Hollywood adjacent, which they tend to love movies about, making movies and making productions and whatever. So it's got some powerhouse actors in it. One of the actresses in it got snubbed this past year, in my opinion. But I'm going to take Blue Moon from Richard Linklater, which I think is a biopic about the creation of the Oklahoma musical, I believe. So it's going to be a period piece too. But yeah, I think I would love Linklater to kind of show back up. And I think this one has all the ingredients that you need to make that happen. I don't feel great about it, but I think it's going to be a good project. So I'm going to take Blue Moon. Have you guys heard about this one? What do you think about this one?
Yeah, it premiered over at Berlin. It got great reviews.
Okay.
So it's not a bad pick to have. You know, it's tough to say, exactly if it's going to be an awards film or not. Like Linklater obviously has not had that level of success since Boyhood. So it's a gamble to say that this is going to be his ticket back, but it's a good pick. Like the reviews are there. So
all right, cool. So I'm going to round out my team with a movie that I was hoping would skate all the way by to the very, very end. And honestly, I could probably save this for the bonus, but I just want to be safe because this is literally the only reason I'm even considering this as being here is because of just like this weird hunch I have about it. And I don't know hardly anything about it with the exception of who's involved in the project. And I think they've released one still image. But, man, you've got June Squibb as your lead, okay?
Yeah.
Beloved. What is she, like 94 or something like that? I mean, like, her whole life dedicated to this craft. And this is going to be a vehicle for her in the center of it. And it's also going to be directed by Scarlett Johansson, who, make no mistake, they love her too. And, I'm thinking kind of like a gender swap kind of Bradley Cooper situation, honestly. And Eleanor the Great is going to be my last pick. I just feel something about that movie. Wow. And I don't think we're going to know until we see it and until reviews start to come out about it. But assuming it's really well received, I feel even better about it. But yeah, Eleanor the Great. Let's get June Squibb an Oscar, guys. We got to fucking do it here. So
I love
on that mission. Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
All right, that's my last pick. Let me type it in here, and then we will get Mr. Matt's final pick. What do you got at the end of your team?
What are you cooking? What are you cooking here?
Now, are you guys going to remember me in 9 months when Eleanor the Great gets nominated for Best Picture? You're going to be like, man, Gerald said that.
I will. I actually will. I will.
I might remember you sooner than that if he gets chosen to go to Cannes.
Oh, there you go.
All right, I'm going to do it. Fuck it. I'm going to go with Nia DaCosta's Hedda.
Fuck. What the fuck? Oh my god. That would only happen to me.
I did not see that coming. I don't even think I have that on my list of 50 here. I need to add that.
Dang, I just had to delete that.
All right,
Tessa Thompson, Imogen Poots, Tom Bateman, Catherine Hunter, Hildur Guðnadóttir is doing the score. Amazon MGM Studios is distributing it. They don't really have a lot of movies this year. And, Nia DaCosta, I thought, did an excellent job with Little Woods. And, it showed a lot of promise with that. Candyman and Marvels were her venture into more commercial fare. This sounds like going back to that earlier promise in a way that, we'll see if it pays off.
Wow, I did not see that coming, so much so that I didn't even have it in my initial list of 58 movies. What the hell am I doing over here? I don't know why I didn't have that on my radar, but it sounds amazing, and I'm reading about it as you were talking, Matt. So, and I do love her as a filmmaker, and that would be awesome. So I got to read up on this one, but good pick. So that's your that rounds out your team of 10 there. Fujii, that leaves you, and then we will have our bonus picks. Fujii, if you're okay deferring to Matt, I might let him pick his bonus first because he was upset that he didn't get
totally
around here. Go ahead. What's your 10th pick, Fujii?
All right, so I was gonna take that. See, I have some options, I guess, but I would like Matt to sleep, so I will just go with The History of Sound. Oliver Hermanis.
Good one. History of Sound. That's Paul Mescal, right? He's got he's got 50 movies coming out this year.
Probably.
But that one sounds like the premise and like the setting sounds very primed for it. So that's a good pick. That's a good pick. All right, let's do our bonus pick. So what we're going to do, guys, these are our 10 teams. Before we do our final bonus pick, which is basically like a substitute on the bench to sub in if one of these movies ends up bombing or doesn't get released or whatever, I'll kind of sub that one into y'all's team for you. Real quick, Fujii, give me your 10. I'm going to throw it up on the screen here for everybody. Just list your 10 nominees one more time.
All right, I took Marty Supreme, Begonia, After the Hunt, Sentimental Value, The Life of Chuck, F1, The Lost Bus, The Mastermind, Sorry Baby, and The History of Sound.
Yeah, look at that, Matt. Man, gonna make you listing these movies my ringtone on my phone. I think this is fucking beautiful, man. Give me your 10 Best Picture nominees, Matt. List them off real quick.
Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, No Other Choice, Avatar: Fire and Ash, Die My Love, Eddington, Catherine Bigelow's White House untitled film, The Phoenician Scheme, Mother Mary, and Hedda.
And Highest to Lowest by Spike Lee as well. All right, did
I miss that?
You skipped over it.
Highest to Lowest. Yeah.
I don't want Spike to get upset. My 10 would be One Battle After Another, PTA, I Trust in You, let's do it. Wicked for Good, Hamnet, The Ballad of a Small Player, Jay Kelly, Deliver Me from Nowhere, Ann Lee, Caught Stealing, Blue Moon, and my kind of sleeper nomination, Eleanor the Great. I'm going to try to be a genius here with that one. All right, let's do our bonus pick. So this is just a substitute. This is one that we can throw in if something ends up missing or doesn't get released. Matt Neglia, you're so generous to stay up until, midnight. We got to tuck you in, man. What do you want to take for your bonus pick here?
Now, what do I do if the bonus pick is the film that doesn't end up getting released?
Well, do you fear that any of those 10 that you have right there won't get released? Is there any?
That's not what I'm asking.
I know, but I'm saying then you only have 9 movies. You won't have a 10th.
So that's what happens, right?
I guess I could text you to get another one to get a 12th, but yeah.
Okay.
Now do it. Whatever you were thinking first, do it. It's a bonus, you know?
Yeah, sure. It's a bonus.
I know.
You won't need it.
I know. Julia Ducournau's Alpha.
Good one.
Yeah, that is definitely a
Great
wild
one.
card, man. I would love that. God, I would love that. All right, great pick. There you go. Did you get confirmation it's coming out this year, or you just feel good about it?
No, I like. Here's the thing. You know, her previous 2 films were obviously very buzzy movies. Never, ever going to be embraced by the Academy.
Right.
But Alpha, you know, when you read about it, does seem like something on paper that could fit the bill and be a little bit more friendly for her. Mm-hmm. So I also think those other 2 films, Raw and Titan, really, really helped, you know, to get her on people's radar more. So
sure.
It's a wild card pick, right? So, I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Do I have the utmost confidence that it will be a big thing for her? Probably not. But at the same time, this isn't a case where one of my others don't make it for whatever reason. So
yeah, for sure. I think it's a great pick and a great wild card. Fujii, is there anything left? What do you? I don't know what I'm going to do here, man. You go first, man. What do you want to take for your wild card here?
I mean, do you want to go first? Because, you know, you went third in the first round, you know. I don't mind.
I can, because I think I know what I'm going to take. And I don't
imagine
I would be...
I'm a nice guy.
I would... I know you are, man, I tell you. I don't imagine I'd be stealing this from you, but I'll take a movie I just heard about recently, actually. The Rivals of Zia King.
Yo! Oh
wow,
my god, I totally forgot about that shit. Okay.
That's crazy.
Why? No. So, okay, let me be very clear about something. I saw this movie at South by Southwest. I fucking love this movie.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
This movie was amazing. I even said, like, this should be an Oscar film, and, like, I put it in my prospects, not predictions, mind you, but, like, these are things that it could contend for. And yes, I threw Best Picture in there. Here's the thing about this movie. I cannot believe that with Matthew McConaughey attached to it, that this thing still does not have distribution. And that's the one thing that gives me so much pause now, is I worry that this movie is going to get like a terrible distributor that's not going to know what to do with it. And that's why it wasn't on my mind when we were discussing this, honestly, because now it's already kind of faded into the back of my mind at this point. And I'm hoping that a good distributor picks it up. And in this way, it can be the contender that I hope it can be. But if Roadside Attractions or Vertical Entertainment or something gets it, then it's like we've lost.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I didn't know you had seen it, so that's even more great buzz around that thing.
I love this movie. I literally could not shut up about this movie when I saw it. It was so energizing and so. It's the kind of thing it's the kind of thing where, like, you know, when you go to a festival and you're not expecting something to be good, let alone be great, you know?
Mhm.
And that was the thing, was that I kind of expected this to be good because I loved Andrew Patterson's last film, The Vast of Night. I think all of us did. But I wasn't expecting this to be like as impactful as it was.
All right, great. Well, I love to hear it. Fujii, the very, very last pick, man. Your bonus pick, your substitute, your bench player, your sixth man, as it were. What do you got?
Yep. Well, that's crazy because I was probably going to take that.
Oh, wow. Dude, I'm sorry.
I mean, working that way. No, all good. All right. Again, content. If someone's lasted this long,
Yeah.
you know, what do I want to take? Do I want to be kind of whatever and, you know, take Train Dreams from Netflix, take the Smashing Machine A24? I mean, I could risk it, take Michael here, but you know, why do that? I'm here to have fun, you know?
Let's do it.
In some multiverse out there, there's a world, I believe it, there's one world where Tom Cruise is here.
Yo!
There's one world where he flies in. So with the bonus pick, I'll take Mission Impossible. The Final Reckoning.
When I was saying earlier that I was thinking about choosing a blockbuster, this is exactly what came to mind.
Oh, yeah?
Fujii. If this is number one where if they nail it and they get us to cry as an audience, and the action is there, the conclusion of the story, starting with Dead Reckoning, it's all there. Like, man, this thing has the potential to get like those visual effects, editing, sound, and it doesn't need director, it doesn't need screenplay, it doesn't even need to get Cruise. It could just get in that Best Picture 10, man. It could totally happen.
Yeah, for sure. Well, there you go. We brought the heat with our bonus picks there. A lot of conversation around those. I mean, this is a good. I'll throw the collective picks up on the board here, which is 33 films collectively there that we at least think in one form or another are going to be in the conversation. It's probably going to be a nice mix of all these when we get the final 10, or maybe even something that's not on here. You know, sometimes that happens too. So who knows? Like Matt said, maybe we'll see an animated film. I mean, who knows? I mean, you just don't know until you get a little further down towards the end of the year. So I'm excited. Fujii, they most likely know where to find you, but tell them where they can find you on YouTube, man, and I'll put it down in the description as well.
Yep, it's just my name on YouTube, socials, Letterboxd. You can find it there.
Jonathan Fujii, the man, one of my favorites. And speaking of favorites, I love this dude too. Matt Neglia stayed up really late for me tonight, man. I really appreciate it. My kids don't cooperate, so I can't start till late, but I really appreciate you being here. Tell them where they can find Next Best Picture and anything else you want to point them towards over there, man.
You can find me at Next Best Picture on all of the social medias. NextBestPicture.com is where we are always looking for the Next Best Picture Oscar winner. And you can subscribe to my podcast known as the Next Best Picture Podcast, although, who am I kidding? You probably already are.
Yeah, I know I am. All right, Matt, Jonathan, you guys are the best, and thank you so much for taking time out to do this with me. I will revisit this. I'll tag you guys whenever it comes up. I'll make sure you know what the poll looks like when I throw that up there and everything else, but we'll see how we did. These are obviously super, super early, almost a year in advance, and it's going to be, I mean, it's just fun to see, you know, oh, I got 1 right, or I got 7 out of 10 right, or whatever. It's just fun to kind of see how off we were, or how accurate we were. So we'll check that out when the time comes. Next award season, but I really appreciate you guys being here. Thanks again so much.
Of course.
And thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe and do all that crap. And I'll be back with more content for you. And if you're listening to the podcast, please subscribe to that as well. Thanks for tuning in. And I'll see you guys out here next time. I'll probably have Fujii on then as well, because he comes over here once a week now. It's great. You're over here in the garage all the time. I love it. I'll see you guys out here next time in the garage.
Thank you.